brought to you by Microsoft and Technology. I hope you can hear me and you can see my screen and you can see me. Brilliant. Thank you all.
Hello. Hi, everyone. Hi, Sean and Tim.
All right. We're just going to wait a couple of minutes. Usually some people might find some difficulties or technical issues joining. So we'll allow them a couple of minutes before we begin. But meanwhile, let's get to know you. Let's get to see. Let's get to see whether you have Copilot license or not. Have you used Copilot or not? Let's chat. Yeah, I can see more people joining. So have you used Copilot? Have you get the chance to use Copilot or see it in action? Feel free to grab the mic and speak or type in the chat window. Dr. Balsam, yes, she did. Lena, sorry, used it as well. Yeah. What the others? You've used which version of Copilot? The free one or?
Can you hear me now? Can you hear Russia?
Yes.
All right.
Or the Microsoft 365 Copilot?
Great.
Yeah.
365. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant.
All right, good.
How are you?
Yeah, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So this session is a product-based session, yeah, where I show you exactly how Copilot is performing, what features it provide or it has in every Microsoft product. Not every Microsoft product, I mean, mainly the Microsoft 365 ones and the main five products. Teams, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and Outlook. If we have time, then let's tap into other Microsoft 365 products that includes or that has Microsoft Copilot as well. All right. So my name is Ayman Khalifa. I've been around training and consultancy since 2008. So I deliver several courses and around IT in general, from software engineering to AI, AI development, AI for business users, strategic level, and so on. Cybersecurity as well, and so on. I like my sessions to be interactive. Yeah. So if you have any question at any point of time, feel free to ask right away. Worst case scenario, you're going to ask me a question I don't know the answer to. It's a chance for me to learn something new. So please be generous with your questions. The more you ask, the more we benefit out of this training. That will allow me to know exactly the pain point, the areas you want to know, the features you want to know, and this would guide the training session to be beneficial rather than repetitive or information that you already know. So please engage and interact. And if you're active in LinkedIn, please feel free to link me in. We do not walk away when the training ends. We're there for you. If you have any question, anything that we can help with at all, please reach out and we will be there to help and support. All right. So let's begin with Word. Let's see how Copilot is going to help us in Word, right? So in other webinars and other trainings, usually we have this fancy PowerPoint and we walk you through the slides. But for this product-based webinar, I'd like to immediately dive into our demonstrations. And I believe it's more beneficial this way. All right. So basically, Copilot capabilities in all the applications revolves around the ability to draft content, summarize content, to write, answer your questions, get deeper insights, and so on. So in Word, the first thing we would try is to draft content. Okay. So let's say I'm planning for a board meeting. Okay. Or I'm planning for a speech for my entity. Regardless of the topic, Copilot can help you writing the first draft. There is no need to stare at an empty screen for a very long time, not knowing from where to begin. Yeah. Simply ask Copilot and go like, help me draft or just draft. Okay. Um, let's say draft a speech about the okay, let's say a speech about the benefit of AI to government entities in Qatar, and mention the challenges and suggest mitigations for the risks. All right. So that's my prompt. Just gonna zoom in for you to see it. So what I have is I want to draft a speech about benefits of AI to government entities in Qatar and mention and so on. So this was just from the top of my head. I'm sending this to Copilot, and of course it would help me generate the content. And I'm pretty sure many of you have tried this before. So there we go. I got the role and benefits of AI for government entities. I got there you go, a quick intro here, like an executive summary. All right. And an intro. And then here is the benefits. Here are the challenges of implementing AI, mitigations of risks, and so on. All right. But the flow is okay based on what I mentioned. But I'd rather to mention the risks first and then the mitigations. So Copilot allows me to follow up with a prompt. So I can click here and say, please mention or please list the risks, then the mitigations. All right. Send that to Copilot. So Copilot is gonna rewrite the content based on my follow-up prompt. Yeah. So we got risks under challenges. We got risks listed now, and I got my mitigations listed as well, as per my request. All right. So this is one example of how to use Copilot in Word to draft content. But then there is other example where this is generic. In other scenarios, you would want Copilot to start from an existing document. Yeah. So you would want to leverage your existing documents in order to create new content from the existing documents. If you click on this icon here, you will be able to reference certain files. So whether the content is in Arabic or in English, it doesn't really matter. All right. I have this document that says technology empowering innovation and customer success. Now I'm gonna ask Copilot to write a speech um, from this document. Just gonna keep it short. And before I send it, I want to drag your attention to something. Within your organizations, you have, I assume you all have data classification project is done, right? So we have what we call sensitivity labels. Every document should have a label. This one is general. Others would be classified. Some others would be public documents. All right. So these sensitivity labels, Copilot understands them, and it applies the sensitivity label of the reference document on the new document. All right. So if you attach a confidential document, the newly generated document will automatically have the label confidential. And by adding label, that's not just classification. There is a set of permissions comes with that label, pre-configured by your teams. All right. So that's a good thing. I don't need to worry about confidentiality with Copilot. It understands our setup in the organization. There you go. I got my speech. Very long speech. Then I can follow up and say, you know what, make it shorter, change the tone to suit certain audience. I can follow up with any prompt that I want. So I'm just gonna go back to the previous document that we created together, the role of AI and benefits. Yeah. And let's say I want to create a table out of the risks and mitigations in a summarized way. So I will select the content that I want. Copilot icon will appear. I'm gonna click on the icon and choose visualize as a table. We have three options here. We have write a prompt, where I will write a prompt to modify the content, and then I can just auto rewrite it. It's good for paraphrasing. The first one is good if I want to change the tone of this text that I selected, change the depth, add certain points, and so on. But if I just want a table out of the selected content, I select visualize as a table, and that's what I did. Copilot will start working on the new version beneath the selected content, always. Even if you wrote a prompt, even if you rewrote, yeah, it will always go for a new document. Oh, sorry, a new section. For you to compare, maybe you want to keep both of them. Maybe manually you want to get rid of some pieces here. So it will keep the new content down here. I'm gonna click on keep it, and there we go. I got my table with a short version of mitigation. But then I could have select this one, for instance, the mitigations, and then click on the Copilot icon, write a prompt, and go like change the tone to suit, let's say, business users, non-technical employees, for instance. So there we go. I'm gonna get the new piece in here. All right, with the tone that I requested. If I like it, I keep it. If I don't like it, I regenerate it or just get rid of it. There we go. Okay. Do you have any questions so far? All right, brilliant. Now, on the same context, before we move to another feature, you would need to analyze some data sometimes and write a speech or write the analysis or do a forecast. So one of the ways to leverage Copilot in Word you're gonna need to bring the data first. So if you have the data, let's say in an Excel document, all right, copy the data, bring it. No problem, Raga. Raja or Raga, am I saying it right? Raja? So bring the data first. So I have this data in Excel. I'm just gonna copy my data, yeah, and bring it to Word. Okay.
Right.
Not all the data is showing. I'm just gonna do some layout changes, maybe make it horizontal orientation. There we go, and so on. So similarly, I will select the data that I want, and then I will ask Copilot to, by writing a prompt, yeah, to, let's say, analyze the data and analyze the data, let's say, right? Analyze the data. That's it. Just to make the demo short and quick. There you go. Analysis of marketing campaigns. I got my comparative insights, budget allocation and revenue. It's telling me what's the meaning of those numbers I see on the table. Revenue efficiency and campaign performance, duration and impact, and a final conclusion. All right. I'll say add recommendations, for instance, and there we go. I'll wait for it to finish. And there you go, conclusion and recommendation. All right, it's talking about optimizing budget allocation, implementing data-driven strategies, and so on. If you like it, you're going to keep it. You don't like it, you can follow up. But when you always follow up with a prompt, Copilot keeps the versions, so it remembers the previous versions of the generated content for you to compare, for you to take some pieces from another version and combine your final document. I'm gonna click on keep it, and this is what I have now. So that's Copilot for drafting, yeah, and editing. But then on the Home tab, there is a Copilot icon that will allow you to ask questions, summarize, right? Maybe understand. Click on summarize, and then it will summarize the document, right? Ask a certain question. Let's say, okay, let's say compare between the let's say campaign, right? Duration and revenue. There you go. Despite the typos, of course, Copilot would understand what I mean. So that was a request. If I have a question, it would have answered me immediately. All right. So I got this is my prompt. Let me zoom in. This is my prompt. And this is the answer. Let's compare the duration and the revenue based on the data provided in this document. Feb email West. This campaign had a duration of 7 days and generated a revenue of this amount of budget and so on. But then the actual comparison is here. Whenever Copilot answers you on this panel, it always adds references. You see these numbers is for you to click on, so it would tell you which part from your document was the source of this analysis or this answer of this or this summary. If you click on 6, it shows you this number. If I go up to the summary part, if I click on this one, it takes me to this sentence and so on. So this panel is for you to dig deeper, whether it was a question that you want to ask or you want to understand by summarizing and so on. And Copilot always suggests follow-up prompts for you to use. Yeah, you see, analyze the budget efficiency for each campaign, provide recommendations for improving campaign performance, and these suggestions are contextual from your document. But if you really don't know what to write, what prompts can I use, you can click on View Prompts. And View Prompts will categorize the prompts for you. For a reason, this one is a bit faulty. There you go. It's taking time to load. But this will open the prompt gallery for you, where you will have here different prompts to try. Yeah, different prompts to try. Like translate certain text, summarize these documents, suggest creative ways to encourage employees to participate in development programs, and so on. But they're actually categorized into tasks, and these are the tasks. Do you want to ask questions? These are the prompts. Do you want to learn something? These are the prompts. Or maybe you're just here to analyze. These are the prompts. Okay? So these are this is the prompt gallery for you. And you can filter the result as well with the job role. So you go like, okay, I'm marketing, I want to do this. I'm a human resource and I want to do analyze. All right. And then these are the prompts. Okay. Usually the prompts that you like, okay, you can save, and I will show you how to save prompts from another application, not from here, and they will appear on your prompts. All right, any questions so far? Anything you want to know in Word before we switch? All right, sounds like you don't want to know. All good, all clear. Yeah, thanks for the thumb up. Go ahead. All right, thank you. So that was Word, all right? So this campaign analysis that we created, we're gonna call it analysis of marketing campaign. I'm gonna save this document as analysis of marketing campaign because I will use it to create a presentation now. All right. I want to present this data in my upcoming meeting with the team, with the board. I'm just gonna close everything and get my PowerPoint. Now it's time to create the presentation for the meeting. But as usual, I don't have time to go play with the colors and slides and animation and so on. So I'm gonna let Copilot handle that part for me. I'll open PowerPoint, and right at the top of my slide, I will see create a presentation. I'm gonna click on create a presentation. And then it's asking me create a presentation about what? I'm gonna reference a file. So what I did is, if that was quick, see it again, create a presentation, and then I clicked on reference a file. So when I clicked here, the same panel opened. All right. If you don't see your file, because sometimes it takes a minute for Copilot to digest new documents that you saved. Yeah. So start typing the name of the file, and it would populate. If it doesn't, just wait for a minute or two, and it will appear. This is the file we just now created. I'm gonna select it. And then, of course, I need to mention a good prompt, or I need to issue a good prompt here. Who is this presentation is talking to? Who's the target audience? Yeah, the duration of the presentation or the meeting, the number of slides that I need, the depth of information. So more details, a better prompt for a better result. But for the sake of this demo, I'm just going to keep it as it is, and I'm going to send it to Copilot. The good thing is that Copilot doesn't start creating the slides immediately. Copilot will agree with me on the outline first. It goes like, okay, analysis of marketing campaign. We're gonna start with a campaign overview, yeah, and then budget allocation and revenue generation and so on. This allows me to switch titles. So maybe I want the duration to be discussed maybe before the revenue. All right. So I can switch the topics here. All right. Or I can click on the plus sign and then ask Copilot to write a topic for me on this area. So maybe I will after the recommendation, I'm gonna click here and say what is the next step. All right. Uh, and the plan for 2026. All right. Add that as a new topic, and then Copilot will generate that content. All right. So next step and plan for 26, strategic goals, action plan, resource allocation, and budgeting, and so on. So once I agreed with Copilot about the different outlines, if I still want to delete one of the titles or one of the outlines, I'll click on the delete icon. If I want to edit my initial prompt, I click on the edit to edit the initial prompt, or just generate slides. I'm gonna generate slides, wait for Copilot to come up with the result. Copilot now is creating the content, the titles, of course, the images, yeah, and suitable images to the content. And it will animate the slides as well. And it will create presenter notes on every slide. So it's even going to help you on what to say in every slide. I'm going to click on keep it. And let's take a look. I take a quick look. See different color, different images, different layouts based on the content and so on. This one, another one here. Presenter notes is here. All right, there we go. That's your presenter notes. And it's animated already. So that's a very good first draft, if you like. Okay. Now, if there is one slide that I don't like the design and I want to change it, I have designer here. So I click on designer and then designer would suggest new designs from the same theme, using the same template. Blank, simple, white content, but then it's gonna play with the layout, if you like. No. Okay, I'm satisfied with all of this. I can save the document and I can use it in another context with another Copilot. Nice marketing campaign, I'm gonna drop it there. There we go. Now, in other scenarios, maybe maybe someone proposed a project to you, and now you want to see whether this project is valid or not. You like the project. Yeah, someone suggested anything related to, let's say, data center. So let me get my data center project, data center. Not this one. It's the other data center. This one. All right. So this was the pitch. All right. So someone pitched this project to me. I like it. Now I don't want to draft anything. This is not my document, but I want to dig deeper into the risks factors or the risks associated with this project in particular. So I will open up the Copilot panel and then go like, what are the risks? Yeah. Associated with this, I'm not seeing it, but with this project, and send that to Copilot. Now, what I'm doing, I'm brainstorming with Copilot, I'm digging deeper with Copilot, I'm trying to understand better with Copilot. Things which is not really listed here in this document, okay? So there we go. The Copilot goes like, okay, building a data center. You're gonna need there will be infrastructure delays, outdated systems, compliance gaps, security concerns, and provide data. And then dig deeper and go like, okay, can you elaborate in one part of those risks? All right. What are the mitigation strategies for a certain thing? Or what are the mitigation, right? Let me just go like this. What are the mitigation strategies for those risks? Right. Then you get to understand better or plan better or validate this project in a better way. So my point is, it's not always about drafting new content, but Copilot will always, whatever the application is, will help you understand the content. Yeah, ask questions and get your answers from either your data or the web. So there you go. For mitigations, here we go. For documented structure delays, this is done. Yeah. And the mitigations, I believe is I need to mitigate, yeah. And it showed us the details in here. But then look, to the easiest way to begin with Copilot in any application is to actually start with the ready-made prompts in here. So create a presentation from a file. We've seen that. Create a presentation about a certain topic. We've kind of seen that by doing the file. Summarize this presentation, then it would give you a quick summary. This is a presentation we don't know anything about. I want the summary of this one. There we go. We got the summary. All right, main ideas, project proposal, objectives, current infrastructure and challenges, and so on. All right. So this is the content. All right. But other prompts are like show key slides in this deck. I don't want to look at 43 slides. You see, this is 43 slides presentation. I want to see only the key slides in this deck. So here are some key slides. Yeah. And I can directly play the key slides. That's the first slide. Second one, the importance, goals, finding source and financial planning, long-term vision, done. These were the key slides from this presentation. Whether you were in Word or PowerPoint, Copilot has the ability to do OCR, where it can extract text from images. So if you upload an image that has content, and we've done that in one of the webinars, I believe I have already image to upload here. Let's take a look at this one. That's a lot of text. Okay. So extract the text on this image.
Is it possible to extract data from video as well?
All right, I'm just trying to open the image to show you side by side what to see whether Copilot did a good job or not. So this is the actual image, and here is the text. All right. I don't know if you can read, but because it's a bit tiny, but yes, it's the same exact text. Strategic planning and performance monitoring. And that's what was here. All right. And so on. Tools, and then examples, and so on. All right. The same capability is available in Excel as well. Beside, if I go to prompts, the same drill. I can use prompts to add new content, add new slides. Okay. Maybe I'm missing here on my, this is not the one. Let's say, okay, let's say this one that we created earlier. If I want, I can ask Copilot to add slides. So maybe add a queue and add a queue question and answer slide. And then I can describe the slide content. I can describe the images that Copilot would generate and so on. There we go. I got my Q&A question. Okay. And then if you click on this view prompt, takes you again back to the prompt library to see other prompts related to different tasks that you want to do in PowerPoint. Any question? Ozer, welcome back, Ozer. Is it possible to extract data from video as well? Not yet. Not yet. So what do you want? Do you want a certain part of the video or an image of the video or the whole video?
The content, for example, if I have a
I
video
can't hear you
presentation.
if you're speaking. Let me check my, I
Can you hear
think
me now?
my speakers are not configured. Can you speak again?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, please.
Yes. So if I have a presentation in video form and I want to extract data from it to make my own, the content actually.
Not now. Not as of now, no. Unless you will take screenshots and then come and do this.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, not with Copilot. All right.
Yes.
Any other question? All right. It's time I ask you. Now, do you create forms? You create Microsoft forms to collect information.
No.
You say no or yes?
No, from my side. No.
All right. Carmela is like Carmel, yes. It's like yes. All right, I'm trying to create a chain scenario here. But assuming that as we did earlier, we created a Word document, yeah, for the analysis of a marketing campaign, where the marketing campaign data actually is coming from Excel, right? That's what we did. We had an Excel file. We took the data from the Excel file and we created the analysis in Word, and then we created the presentation. Okay. So now after presenting, I want to make sure that the team would share their feedback, because the team, let's say they participated, they've seen the ads we did, they've seen the emails we did on our marketing campaign, right? So I want their feedback as well. So for that scenario, I will access Microsoft Forms, which is accessible through forms.microsoft.com. I'm sharing the link on the chat window. And here I can create a form. And you know how it is with forms. You need to design the form first, right? You go like, okay, I'm going to need these fields and I'm going to need these data types for every field. Create them, test the form, and so on until you publish your final form. But all of these steps are of no use with Copilot because you don't need to do them. You just need to ask Copilot exactly what do you want this form for, and Copilot will create the form for you. So for instance, I'll go like create a form to collect employees' feedback about the marketing campaigns we delivered in the past. Okay. I'm not typing. Someone should have told me I'm not typing. I'm looking at the other screen. I create a form again to collect employees' feedback. Employees' feedback about the marketing marketing campaigns we ran. Yeah, that's it, right? And then to add some context, maybe I want to attach, yeah, the same presentation or the same analysis that we've done earlier, right? For a reason I can't see it now. What was it called? RMS marketing campaigns. I can't see it yet. It means I have the document still open, so I'm gonna close the document and try in a bit. All right, if the document is open, sometimes it doesn't see it. So I just closed the document. I'm gonna have to wait. Oh, sorry. The document is in a different tenant. I'm using a different account. That's why it will not see it. So I'm not gonna attach anything. I'm just gonna send this one to Copilot to create the form. So there you go. Employee feedback, description, first question, second one. How did you like? What improvements we can suggest, and so on. And similar to what we did in Word and PowerPoint, if I want, I can add a follow-up prompt to add new fields, change existing ones, and so on. If you're satisfied, keep it. Good to go. The form is done. However, Copilot job is not done. Copilot now is analyzing the form in order to share with you some refinement suggestions that could be settings wise or design. So if you click on the 5 suggestions it already has to view them. So Copilot goes like, well, refine question titles and subtitles, improve clarity. Okay, why not? I'm gonna click on this one and it's telling me, okay, let's do this improvement. If I like it, it's showing me. I'm gonna very effective, very ineffective. It will be deleted, removed. So I'm gonna apply this one. Nice. Now, what else? Add question for additional comment. I don't have this question. So provide respondents on opportunity to share broader feedback. I'm going to click on apply. Yes, I love that one. All right. So that was the first suggestion from Copilot for clarity. The second suggestion is to update the form settings. So let's see what they have, what it has. So it's like set the end time, change the end time. Maybe I don't want it, leave it. Send a receipt to responders. Yeah, let responders save and edit their responses. Why not? So I'm gonna apply this. So it's gonna change the form settings for me. All right. Professional theme. Okay, it's gonna suggest some themes here. This is one of them. I can preview it directly. Yeah. This is not for this form. This is for when a broker sells a house. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that works. This works. This for planning. All right, I'll take this one. Keep it. Boost your responses. You see, so you get different suggestions that you can really apply, explore, and then apply. Okay. That was the form part of our chain scenario. Of course, when you want to collect responses, you would either send someone this and you can describe the form and write your message using Copilot, okay? Or you can download a QR code or embed it in a website, but this is the most commonly used technique. Now, we've created a PowerPoint, we've seen Word. We want to send everyone an email to invite them for the meeting where we will present this presentation. So this takes us to Microsoft Outlook. We need to invite the marketing team to explain to them at the analysis of the previous campaigns and so on, and we discuss the way forward. So I'm gonna write a new email. That's a new email. Just gonna pop this one out. You see, Copilot is right away offering help. So I'm gonna click on draft with Copilot, or click on this icon, or click here and then select draft. They're all the same thing. It takes you to the same interface where Copilot is asking, how can I help? All right. So if I want to add more context, I would attach the analysis of marketing campaign presentation that I want to present. And then I would ask Copilot, you know what? Invite the team for a meeting to discuss the attached documents. Could have wrote a better prompt, but this is just for the demo. All right, to attach something went wrong. This could be connection, by the way. Yeah, Copilot is not responding. All right, discard. Let me try again. Just if this happens to you, just close it and open it again. Technology fails you when you need it the most. Okay, so let me attach and then ask Copilot to invite the team for a meeting to discuss the marketing campaigns analysis. All right. Not going to fix any typos. I'm going to leave it to Copilot. All right, check this out. So could you schedule a meeting to discuss the analysis and so on and so on and so on? Please let me know this is in time for everyone. You know what? I want it to be maybe shorter, maybe longer. Maybe I want to change the tone. So I can click on change the tone and say, you know what, make it more formal. Yeah, I would like to request a meeting to discuss the analysis and so on. Or change the tone and make it maybe casual or direct, or even make them a poem. So once that is done and you're satisfied with the result, you click on replace or insert below. Replace will replace this one. Insert below should add it under the selected area. All right. And then you can do your magical touch, cut this content and go like, I'd like to request a meeting to discuss and then replace this text with, to discuss the analysis of marketing campaign, all right? Paste this one, could you please provide suitable time and so on. And one more feature of Copilot here is that I can go get some coaching by Copilot. So if I go for coaching by Copilot, what will happen is Copilot will analyze my email and suggest some modifications for me to enhance the tone, the engagement, the clarity, the reader sentiment, and so on. So for the tone to be more engaging, Copilot is suggesting, instead of saying, could you please provide a suitable time, maybe you want to go for, could you please suggest a time when everyone would be available, and so on. So some suggestions, some of them are valid, some of them are not. Depends on your case. Depends on your writing style as well, and so on. But this can help you improve your writing style as well. Tone, reader sentiment, and clarity. These are all suggestions. Yeah, you choose the suggestions that you want to apply, or just apply all suggestions. Copilot is going to show you a preview of the newly generated email. Now, if you like it, you get to replace the current content or inside below. I'm going to replace. This is my new email. I'd like to request, let me just zoom in. I'd like to request a meeting to discuss the findings and a strategy presented in the, I'm gonna paste my document, right? This meeting will help us align our strategies and improve to the rest of it. Best regards. All right, only for Ayman, got my signature down there, or maybe I'll keep it. Good to go, send it. All right. Do you have any questions so far? Yeah? Any question at all? Okay. Now hear me out. And we have a common problem, which is finding emails. Yeah. When I search, if all emails are not having the same title, subject, I mean, I find difficulty finding the emails. Use Copilot for search. So Copilot for search will allow you to search for a topic. So let's say list all emails with the topic Kata Vision 2030. There you go. So Copilot here on this panel will look on all of my Outlook and Exchange server and get me all the emails. All right. So that was a quicker way for me to reach emails. I have my reference here. I can click on it and reach the actual email. But similar to what we did in the previous applications, let's explore the ready prompts in here. Like for instance, schedule. Find me a time to meet with. To meet with, and then from people I can choose someone. All right. To meet with Rania, for instance. There we go. I'm going to send this to Copilot. All right, there we go. Sure, I found the time on Thursday when you and Rania are both available. All right, so that's the time, 3:30 to 4, available for both of us. I can immediately send an invite. I can edit it and then send it. I can view it to double check and so on. So that's another way to use Copilot in Outlook. Yeah. Maybe I want to catch up on emails from the past day, or the emails that I did not, I haven't replied to yet. Yeah. So that's another prompt that I can use. Or maybe you just want to use Copilot to search for a topic to know more about and prep for a meeting. What are some of the healthy general questions? And like any other application, we have a prompt library. So when you click on view prompts, instead of the library, there's it's a concise library here, you see. Under schedule, I have these prompts. Under catch up, I have these prompts. So for instance, under catch up, I have what is the latest on, and then you mention a topic. All right, summarize all emails and team messages where I was mentioned this week. Catch me up on emails from the past. What should be on my radar from emails last week, and so on. So these are very, very good prompts for you to use. You don't have to type any of them. You have a question, you go for ask, take an action. There you go. Move emails from this folder to this folder. Create an email draft to this person. Help me set my out of office for my trip planned on a certain date, and so on. These are sample prompts that you can do. Other than this, Copilot is very good in summarizing long threads. So if this is a long thread and you want the summary, you click on summary by Copilot, and then the summary will tell you, or Copilot will tell you who said what exactly and what was the conclusion and so on. You got a question, ask Copilot. All right. Any question before we switch?
Yes, can we configure our inbox by using Copilot? For example, if we receive an email from this sender, so show us on it this email on the top. Is it possible?
No, because as of now, Copilot is the default Copilot is more of a language model. It's not an action model. So it will not schedule something for you or perform an action, move an email, and so on. No,
Okay, thank you.
as of now.
Mhm.
Soon enough, these capabilities are coming because I can already do that using agents. Okay.
But usually sometimes like you get like hundreds of emails daily, so sometimes you miss important. So that's why I was thinking like if it's possible, that would be great.
Yes, unless you have this very consolidated prompt that you've tested and so on to get you the main details that you want to extract from all of those emails and so on. That's yeah, a prompt to extract information. All right. So Copilot in OneNote. I don't know if you've used OneNote or not, but it's a good place to gather information and so on. So if I go for a new page, you see in here, Copilot panel should appear like it appeared here. Yeah, it's just maybe because I don't have any content yet. Yeah, there we go. I need a title. So let's say cyber security for non-technical users. All right, for the civilians. Okay. Once there's content, Copilot will offer to summarize the page, all right? Create a task list or rewrite the page. But I don't have content in the first place. So what I will do is I will create my content with Copilot. So I will click on Copilot here and I will go like, okay, I'm writing this blog post maybe about cybersecurity, or maybe it's a training or whatever. So help me write, help me write an article about cybersecurity for non-technical users. Okay. So now let me just enlarge this so you can see it better. So I have or Copilot generated this content. Understanding cybersecurity, a guide for non-technical users. Why it matters. Common cyber threats, basic cybersecurity practices, staying safe, and so on. And a conclusion. All right. What are the follow-up prompts that I have? Well, what are some examples of strong passwords, examples of so on? I can say elaborate on a certain point or use one of those ready-made prompts. So I like this content. I'm gonna keep it. So I'm gonna click on copy here to copy the whole thing and then paste it here. All right. So now it's part of my OneNote. All right. Cyber threats, basic cybersecurity practices. All right. Practices. I can select those practices. Let me hide this part or reduce it and enlarge so you can see with me. Okay. So I'm going to select those practices and click on the Copilot icon and go like create a task list. There we go. So it converted the bullet points into a to-do task list for me to be able to mark them if I practice them and so on. And if I want, I could have selected the whole document in here and then ask Copilot to summarize this. Raja, you will get the recording later on. Look, this is my lectures. I like to give as much as I can, especially if it's recorded, so you can go back to the recording. I'm not gonna keep anything from you. So I've added a summary, and this is good if you have content, but then you want to have an executive summary at the top. You can use this technique here and get rid of this part. So that's the summary, all right? And that was the content, all right? Now, let's say I copied this from somewhere and I like this piece. I copied it from somewhere else and I want to rewrite it, okay? So I can select and use Copilot and rewrite. The Copilot will paraphrase it for me. All right. But in this scenario, I'm just going to delete it. I don't want it. It reverts back. What else I can do in OneNote? A lot. Help me plan, summarize this page as and then mention how. Status email, and so on. So just 3 ways I can rewrite this to be more complete, suit certain target people, and so on. How many, and then questions, yeah. Or maybe arrange this section by topics. Let's see what it will do. All right. It's suggested to rearrange my section to the following. Study materials, and then there we go. Yeah. So if I like this suggestion, I click on apply, and it applied it immediately. So this is my study material. This is my miscellaneous. And that's good. And again, if I click on the view prompts, I get to see more prompts under create and more prompts under understand and ask and so on. And that was Copilot in OneNote. Any question? I'm glad, Raja, that you're benefiting from the lecture and that you liked it. All right. Any question? Thank you. Now, one last main application that we did not tap in is Excel. You see, Copilot in Excel can do very good. It's not going to create data for you. It needs the data to be there. And your data needs to be formatted as a table. If your data, for any reason, looks like this, yeah, this is not the data that Copilot can really understand and work with. So first of all, your document needs to be uploaded to OneDrive. Take a look. If I go to a blank new document and this is a new document, yeah? And I want to use Copilot, Copilot will tell me, push this document to OneDrive first, then we can talk. And that's what it means by saying autosave. Autosave is available when I save my documents to SharePoint or OneDrive, right? But when I click turn to autosave, it's going to upload it and ask me where to save it and so on. This one is already in OneDrive. This is dummy data. Yeah, it's not real. So what I need to do, the next step is to format it as a table. When I format it as a table, it will get a table range name. And now Copilot knows where is your data borders and where is your headers and so on. And then one more thing is maybe do a proper format, yeah, for your data. Date, yeah, why not? And so on. Now that your data is ready, believe it or not, the campaign duration was actually suggested by Copilot. I didn't have any campaign duration. And the way I made Copilot suggest a new column for me is by clicking on Copilot icon and visiting the first option that says suggest a formula column. There we go. Create formula, suggest a formula column. This is the button I'm talking about. I click on that one. It runs this prompt, suggest a formula column. Copilot now will analyze and understand your data. Yeah. And then it will suggest a new column. There we go. Finishing up. It's working on it because it wants to explain to you what it did, right? So usually it explains it here, but for a reason, yeah, it did not generate a description, but usually it does. So here it is, total campaign cost. That's the function that actually creates sample data. So over insert, it shows you where exactly it will insert the data. Yeah, and if you like this data, you click on insert, it's persisted now. It's there on your table. All right. And if you want, you can suggest another column or go for data insights by clicking on show data insights. And then show data insights will actually allow Copilot to analyze the data and share with you some insights. That could be data outliers, anomalies, findings, whatever, pattern. Yeah. So the current analysis that we got is the insights. Well, here is what I found: revenue by lunch date. So sum of revenue. There we go. And this is the analysis. The data insights shows that sum of revenue of lunch date, for example, blah, blah, blah. There we go. If I like this insight, I click on add to a new sheet. Add to a new sheet. This takes me to a new sheet with the pivot table and the pivot chart that Copilot created for me. All right. Then I can click on back to data and see what else I want to do. And I can ask for another insight. But I don't have the time to go through insights one by one, so I'm going to click on add all insights to grid. So Copilot is building now. Usually it's faster, but I think my machine is lagging. I didn't restart it for quite some time. Hello, Copilot. So the point is, Copilot is going to dump all of its analysis to this dashboard, all right? And it will create something like this. Let me show you. I have another slide that we created earlier. It's the rendering that I'm having issues with. There we go. It would create something like this, yeah? I'm just trying to close all my other applications because my machine. Oh, okay. Sorry for the technical issue, guys. The battery is drained. So let's save this baby. Sorry for this. Just gonna connect my charger. I'll get back to you. Yep. That's why it was lagging. It was hungry. Yeah, it was out of energy. That's why it got stuck. All right. So yes, so this is the dashboard that it created, yeah. All of the its own analysis, yeah, and the pivot charts and the pivot tables that created those analysis, right? Or those insights, if you like. But these are Copilot insights, yeah. But if I want my own, I have certain questions that I want to address in order to build a report, right? So let me just get rid of all of these. Delete. I don't care. I didn't even create them anyway. Copilot did. All right, that's what I need. Only this page. Now, instead of trying to understand using pivot table and pivot charts, and that's what we've been doing in the insights part, I would open an advanced analysis session. So by clicking on advanced analysis, Copilot is telling me, oh, I'm going to start writing Python code in order to answer your questions. So I go like, okay, be my guest, start the analysis. So Copilot will analyze the data, prepare the data set. Okay. Any other analysis you want it to add, it will add before we begin, and then it will wait for me. All right. So that's the data set. Now it's waiting for me to ask questions. So I can write the question or choose from these suggested questions. So maybe I want to analyze campaign performance by campaign revenue across different campaign types. So that's the question. The result or the answer would be added here. It could be a table. It could be a chart, any sort of matrix. So whatever answer is here. That's how I build my report. I run another question, analyze the budget allocation across different campaign types. So this is a chance for me to build my report the way I want. Yeah, I guess I've run the same question. But anyway, this is Excel. I can delete it. Yeah, I don't care. I can delete this one. I can delete this one. All right. So show me more ideas. So it's working on it, analyzing. Yeah, examine the impact of campaign duration on revenue growth. That's the same one. Analyze the cost efficiency by comparing the total campaign cost by revenue generated for each campaign type. Isn't it gonna get me the same? Yeah, kinda. No, it's not the same. And so on. So I'm building my report based on my questions. So if you have certain insights you're looking for, type them in the prompt area and then build your report. All right. Ask for certain charts. Go like, I need a pie chart. All right. And I need a matrix and so on. All right. Once you're done, you can close this advanced session by clicking on stop advanced analysis. So you would go back to your data and now maybe you want to do something else here. Maybe you want to suggest conditional formatting because you're manager or you are the manager and you don't want to look into plain data. You want some conditional formatting suggestions. Maybe highlight top 3 budgets. Maybe highlight sales and campaign owner when campaign name sales start with whatever. Yeah. Then you can customize this. But I want to highlight the great anything on the revenue greater than 10,000. I'm gonna send this to Copilot. You could have wrote this as a prompt and Copilot will still do it. So Copilot agrees with you on the type of format and whether it understands your logic correctly or not. See here, it says, okay, I'm gonna highlight sales value greater than 1,000 with this format. Do you like? Click apply. So I'm gonna click on apply. To get this data done. So we've demoed now, create formulas, understand by creating pivot tables and pivot charts, advanced analysis, and applying color formatting. But there are more under view prompts. You know this by now. Yeah. So if you want to ask, assist, analyze, learn, whatever you choose, and then the prompts here will be ready for you. All right. So maybe I want to set up data validation. That's the prompt. Set up data validation to allow only numbers in this column. Instead of this in this column, I would say in the revenue column. Okay. Well, it came back saying that it couldn't do it, but here is how to do it. So not the promise, but we try to help. All right. So, do you have any question? Any question before we switch?
No, thank you.
Right. If you visit m365.cloud.com with your and sign in with your corporate account, you will land to the Microsoft 365 applications where I can go to the app launcher and get to see all my apps. Then I can click on all apps to see all of them. Now, not all these apps are part of Microsoft 365, but most of these apps, they have Copilot in them. Even OneDrive, yeah. You can go to OneDrive and you have a bunch of documents. You see one document, you don't remember what that document is, or someone shared the document with you. You don't have the luxury of time of reading the whole document. You can ask Copilot to summarize that document. Hello. All right, by the time it loads, by the time it decides to, oh, there you go. Okay. So now, okay, so I have this contract. It's a fiction document. It's not real. It's a dummy data. And when I hover, where is it? When I hover on it, I see Copilot icon in here. You see it? When I click on it, summarize it, this should allow Copilot to go inside the document and summarize the document for me, which is a quick way to summarize, remember stuff, get to know stuff or documents without even opening them. Here is the summary. Yeah, key points included and all the details. Do you have any question? Ask Copilot, ask question, and then you can have a conversation with this document. But this is one way to use Copilot here in OneDrive. All right. What else do I have? Let me go back to apps and all apps. And there you go. From the apps, is there a particular app in here you want to see how Copilot is what features Copilot has? Many files and summarize them? I don't think so. Let me test that here. Many files and summarize them. No, because it will work on one of them. Yeah, will work on one of them. However, if I go to Copilot in Teams, Lena, you just read my mind. If I go to Copilot in Teams and click on Add Content, let me just get rid of this part and this part and Add Content. And from Files, I will choose this dummy data. And I will choose as well this data center thingy we've been working on and say summarize, right? These documents, it will do it. Yes, summarize the files in OneDrive inside Teams. Yes. So I got the summary of each one of them. Summary of this file. There we go. Summary of this file. Here we go. Yeah, it does not see documents on your PC. It sees documents only in OneDrive. All right. Because basically, Copilot access your documents through what we call Microsoft Graph. Yeah. And Microsoft Graph is basically everything you have in Microsoft 365. All right. And it basically looks like this. Your user, all right, more details of sorry for the logos. It's just grabbed one document that I use in other projects for this webinar. So this is Microsoft Graph, right? Like everything you know, everything you have in Microsoft 365. So documents has to be saved in OneDrive or SharePoint. Not on your PC. Unless your OneDrive is configured to automatically sync with your desktop and downloads. So as long as it's in OneDrive, it can see it. All right. Okay. Someone mentioned loop. That was Sarah. All right, Sarah. We're gonna loop this now. So let me go back. All right, I want to access loop to show you how it works. Come on, you don't know me. All right. So I'm gonna start by creating a new workspace. Sarah, have you used Loop? Have you used Loop? You know what Loops is? Okay. So again, Loop is just a fancy OneNote. Yeah, it's more web-based, where you get web components to be added to your Loop, easier for co-authoring and brainstorming together and adding findings in one place as a team, right? So let's say I'm going to check. I'm going to find, let's say, AI training courses. I'm doing this research. I want to know what are all the AI training courses because I want to build a training plan for myself or whatever. Want to find an icon, add it. Once you're done, maybe you want to share it to your team members from now so we all can work together. I'm just gonna create this one, yeah. So AI training or AI training, that's the title. But I'm not gonna type the content. I'm gonna ask Copilot to draft the content for me. All right. List down all the AI training suggest or let's say that's a big ask. So let's say suggest AI training courses and categorize them by, you know what, let's start with the suggestion. Training courses from to expert. I know it's tiny. That's the all right. That's the prompt. So just say our training courses from novice to expert. Sending that to Copilot. Copilot will come up with the list within the page itself. There we go. All right. If I have, I wanted it to categorize it by level, but then I decided not to type that, and it did it for me the same way I wanted. So I have basic level, intermediate level, and expert level. All right. Now, if I want to follow up, this Copilot icon that appears on the right will allow me to say, you know what? Create a table with the suggested courses and add the certifying body or vendor and more details about the exam. Please color. I'm making all of this up, right? I did not rehearse this, Sarah. So please color code them based on the difficulty level. And let's see what it will do. Add icons to differentiate categories of those courses. All right. So that's the prompt. Yeah. And I'm gonna send this to Copilot and see how Copilot will react. There we go. Got my color-coded categories labeled, yeah, you see? And I got the course intro to AI, platform, Coursera, or Udacity. Certifying body is this one, exam details, and then difficulty. Yeah, and instead of adding the actual HTML, for a reason, it added the hexadecimal for them instead of color code them. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it did fine with the labels here. So we need to use the right term. Maybe labels is the right term because it added the different labels here. Yeah, so novice is 2, and then novice is 2, and intermediate 3, and expert. So it did a good job. And this is the color codes, right? So yeah. Okay. So again, if I want another modification, I click on the Copilot. I see my previous modifications. Maybe I want to attach documents. I click on reference and attach documents, as you can see. Maybe I just want to come here and add a new record. This new record, I will ask Copilot to draft something else and carry on. So basically, this is it. Or maybe summarize this page. Yeah. So at the top here, I want to add a summary for this page. So Copilot is going to craft the summary for me. All right. And then it ran into a problem, and then I ask it again for summary and so on. So this is it about Copilot in loops or loop, sorry. Any question? All right. Well, before we end the session, we would like to thank you for joining the session with us. And we will allow the rest of the time for you to redeem your achievement code and get the certificate issued by Microsoft. It's a digital certificate and a digital badge that you can add to your social media or print. Yeah. Share it in LinkedIn. Don't forget to tag me. And celebrate your achievements. And the second thing that you will do is share with us your feedback about the session. Would love to know how did we do, and hear from you your feedback, which is crucial to us to enhance our service and our future sessions as well. Yeah. So allow me a second. I'm going to share the links here on the chat window for you to redeem your certificate and share your feedback. All right. So the achievement code is shared. I'm going to share it here. Okay. There we go. So this is the achievement code that you need to click on. And these are the steps in case you did not manage to get it work when you click on it. maybe because you don't have a profile in Microsoft Learn, it's going to ask you to create a new profile. So these are the steps for you to add the code and redeem the certificate. But then the feedback link is here. So that's the feedback form. Please share with us your feedback and don't forget to redeem your certificate. And if you're done with these two activities, you can drop from the call. This concludes our session today. I really hope that you enjoyed my flight. Thank you for being here, and thank you for allowing me the time to present to you today. And I hope to see you in future webinars. For those who join us on every webinar, again, thank you for joining me again and again, and thank you for your interactions and your requirements, your needs, your questions drive these sessions and leads to the success of the session. So please keep it up, keep joining, keep engaging, and let us or allow us to help you in your with your yes, Uzair, the code is as mentioned here. Yeah, as mentioned in here. So redeem, this is the code. Redeem now. Click on
The
achievement.
score is same, right? As before, 2 sessions.
Yes. We have the same code. We have the same certificate for all the sessions. It's all about getting started with Copilot and so on. So if you redeemed it before, hurry to the feedback.
Sure. One more thing. Like when redeemed this code, like we get the badges, right? Not the certificate.
Both.
Because I can't find the certificate, but I do find all these badges.
Let me walk you through this, if you allow me.
Sure.
Learn.microsoft.com. Sign in with the same profile. We prefer, and Microsoft recommends personal profile or personal account. Okay. Once you add your personal account, you can associate a corporate account with it. No problem. Then click profile. It will take you to your profile. And from here, you need to click on achievements. Once you click on achievements, you will see all the modules. Yeah. You don't want modules, you want the learning path. And then the certificate would appear here. In some scenarios, it's not appearing here. You will find it under courses. So this certificate you can print or you can share. So if you click on print, you will see the certificate, and then you can immediately print it, whether print it to the printer immediately or print it to a PDF. Print it to a PDF. Maybe I got a lot of printers. Save it as PDF and then save it somewhere. Yeah.
Sure. Thank you.
You're welcome. Did you get it now, doctor? Once again, to know more about our new series of webinars for this topic or different topics, please do follow us on social media, Tech Knowledge. You'll find us on LinkedIn. Yeah. And if you have any question and you want to take some discussions offline, do link me in. I'll be more than happy to keep this conversation going. At the end, you have any question for me? No, the name is AIMAN. Call me AI man. It's Ayman El Khalifa. It's an E. There we go. Ayman El Khalifa. Thank you, Lina. Thanks for joining, Patty. Thank you for being here, Lina. Pleasure to have you here, Dr. Batson. Thank you for joining us, Ahmed. All right. At the end, wish you all the best. Have a good day. Salam alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.